morning, everybody. How's everybody doing this wonderful, wonderful Friday? It's Friday, guys. It's super duper Friday. Everybody's all excited. Typically, everybody's off on a Friday. I'm not off this Friday, unfortunately. I'm going to be working this weekend, which ain't really unfortunate because it is what it is. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, you know? You gotta work. Sometimes you gotta work on your days off. I mean, everybody will eventually do it, so don't get into that norm of, you know, having those specific days off, because it happens every now and then. All right, especially if you want to get promoted and move up and have more responsibilities to try making more money, because more money means more problems. And that includes in the workplace too. So you got to get used to those type of things. But anyways, let me get back on track. So it's come to my attention that not only are taxes, or tax refund, of course we gotta wait till we file here in America, here in the U.S. We gotta wait till February 13th or something, right around there. I can't quite remember what day we have to wait till it'll actually e-file. But not only are a lot of us getting tax returns back, the majority of us are going to be getting tax returns, or we might owe, who knows, depending on what your employment situation is or anything. But not only are we getting tax returns, I'm also reading and hearing about a third round of stimulus checks and what that all entails. And let me tell you, it's nuts is what it is. Honestly, it really is nuts. I mean, leave it to the federal government to throw money at the problem and hope it goes away. Really. I mean, now don't get me wrong, I will fully accept, I'm pretty sure everybody's going to fully accept, if you're eligible for it anyways, it's going to fully accept the notion of them. I mean, heck, they're giving money and it's tax free, might as well, right? Right? Who isn't going to say no to free change? But I think people are just starting to get like a sense of, a falseness, if you will, from, the constant rounds of stimulus checks. First you get your first round stimulus check, and then your second round stimulus check, and then your third round stimulus check. And people are starting to get, and I feel as though people are starting to get a falseness. Now the wife and I don't really feel like that falseness. Yes, we're going to accept the money, because we're going to graciously accept the money, because the federal government, instead of the federal government taxing us and taking money from us, they're actually going to give us money. Oh my goodness gracious. They're willing to take one for the team. A small one for the team. Okay? A very small one. But they're still willing to take that little pinch for the team. And I will do anything in my power to accept what little pinch they're giving themselves. Anyways, and it's also coinciding with, I don't know when if this bill, I'm pretty sure it's going to be passed. It seems like it's going to be real quick and easily passed, so I don't know when checks and stuff are going to be sent out. But it's also right on time for tax returns to come back at the same time, which is a little weird, in my opinion, because I'm afraid that it's going to give people a sense of falseness that, the federal government is just going to give you money when yes, in the stimulus check, they are giving you back the money. They are giving you money, basically tax-free, etc., etc. However, federal tax returns and state tax returns are money that's technically yours already. It's just basically they held it. They held it in their little pockets and then just waited to give it back to you. That's basically what that money is. It's your hard-earned money given to them so they can hold on to it for you. Basically, they're a bank you don't want. And then they eventually cash it back out and give it back to you. So that way you have a falseness of this is a good thing, because who doesn't like getting money, right? Regardless of whatever form it may be in. So these rounds are coming out, the tax returns are coming out, and it's just a little weird in my opinion how that whole situation is set up, because it doesn't really make a lot of sense, honestly. I mean, we're in $1 trillion of debt. Okay, if you look at the U.S. debt ratio, we're in lots of debt. Okay, and now you have some academics or some financial people. It's like it's good debt. It's good debt. There is always a such thing as good debt. There's no fucking such thing as good debt. Okay, I'm sorry. There's no such thing as good debt. I don't agree with debt, period. My wife and I do not agree with debt, period. We hate the idea of owing somebody anything when it comes to money-wise, in any other ways-wise. But we just hate the idea of owing people. And people get into this notion of what's good and what's bad. Debt. And really, debt is just bad. The reason why people are so comfortable with saying good debt is because we've been conditioned so much that we think certain debt is just part of the norm, part of everyday life, such as getting a car loan or a house loan, of things of that nature, because we have to build our credit score, the almighty FICO and TransUnion and whatever the other fucking one is. We're so caught up in trying to keep those numbers up that we're willing to owe people money to keep those numbers up. It's just a complete mess. And that's just, and if you realize that, then you realize that this debt situation is not a funny thing, because it just means they're basically gonna have to start taxing us more to get rid of some of this more debt. Now, it'd be in small little increments. You don't see the odds of you seeing, large increases is going to be it's not going to be likely, because the public's going to notice it, but you'll notice, it's like, 0.1% increase this quarter, and then another 0.2%. You don't notice that because it doesn't sound like a lot of an increase, but accumulative, it will be. I have no idea what this video is about. I have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. I don't even know if I'm going to place this, because it makes no sense what I'm talking about, because I have no agenda today. Oh, this sucks. God, this is getting hot, man. Yeah, I think it's getting close to haircut time, guys. My hair is looking like a hot mess. I'm trying to let it grow out. I just don't know if I want to keep it up. I just don't know. So, yeah. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Wonderful life we live in. Well, anyways, I guess I'm gonna let you guys go, because I have nothing else to really talk about. I have nothing top heavy on my mind right now, because I've just been focused on getting some things at work done, making sure everything's staying afloat, or within limits, and just handling business as usual. I mean, I don't live I wouldn't say I live an exciting life all the time, but I try what I can. I live a very, I wouldn't say normal life. I live a very blessed life. That much is for certain. Messing up my words here. That much is for certain. I lived a very blessed life. And I live a very, I wouldn't say like a larger than average life, because there are people who live a very large life and they pay for it too. I live well within my means and still enjoy some things. How about that? I live well within my means and still enjoy life the way it should be enjoyed. What that means is, yeah, I don't go vacationing for 8 months at a time. I don't always travel abroad. I don't do all this crazy stuff. I work because I want to work, and I like what I do. I love what I do. I generally love what I do. And when I do go on vacation, I vacation, and I go hard with the family, with my wife and my kid, and everything like that. So that's basically, I'm doing this YouTube stuff. I'm doing this little vlog and stuff mainly because it's a little bit of a social experiment, if you will. It's I've always wanted to do it, and I've always, you've seen many YouTubers just vlogging, talking random shit and stuff. Of course, they probably have a little bit of a more of a agenda than me. But hell, I don't care. The reason why I'm doing it is because I've always thought about doing it, and I always put off on doing it. I always put off it. This goes back to some things I've talked about before. It's like you always put off on doing these things. You always just, you put off on doing it. Why? Because one, you can't afford it. or you just don't want to spend the money on it. 2, it's because everybody else and their mom's doing it, so why? Well, it's gonna make me different. What is it gonna be different? Or some 3 is like, it's like I just don't have time for it, or et cetera, et cetera. I mean, you can put off numbers of excuses to why you don't want to do these weird little things you've always wanted to do. Because I did those weird excuses too. I always made excuses like, I really don't want to do that. That makes no sense. Even though it seems cool, I really don't want to do it. And finally, I just decided, you know what? Fuck it. Why not? Now, I can tell you in my first videos where I can tell you I was extremely nervous. A little bit more nervous than what I am now. A lot more nervous than what I am now. I literally, I shit you not, I literally, for that first video, I literally stopped and recorded it almost 3 or 4 times before I actually got to doing a video. I don't even remember what it's about. But over time, I've slowly gotten more and more comfortable with doing it. Now, of course, my format has changed. I wouldn't say my format has changed that much, but it's changed a little bit to where, you know, it seems a little bit more me. I've learned, I wouldn't say really learned a few things, but I feel a little bit more comfortable with doing it. I've broken out of that shell. You know, it's as I can't remember what book I read for it. I can't remember what book I read, but basically it said, it had something in there like a quote. It says the only time you grow is when you feel uncomfortable, and that is very true. That is very true. And maybe you haven't done it because it feels a little bit uncomfortable to you. You know, and why not just go ahead and do it? You can do it once. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Keep putting yourself into that situation. Keep being a little bit uncomfortable. I guarantee you, you're going to feel all right about it. All right? So yeah, that's some randomness of this vlog, or whatever you want to call it. That's just some randomness of this vlog. It's Friday, guys. It's Friday. I'm excited. You guys should be excited if you have days off. You should still be excited if you don't have the days off, because hell, you're working, and working is always a good thing. I hate to say it, being able to work is a blessing, because there's a lot of people that don't want to work and then use that as an excuse for being kicked down all the time. So you're doing the thing, man. You're doing it. Now, don't get me wrong. It seems like a little bit a normal type thing, but if you really love what you're doing, keep on. Be happy about it. And yes, it's work. You're gonna have your days, but it's like, fuck this. I can't tell you how many times I've said that. And it's like I pull up to the driveway and I'm like, I just want to put reverse and go back home. I can't tell you how many times I've wanted to do that. I just like, pull up, I see the office, I see my team members, and they're like, and I go, and then almost put it in reverse and leave. I shit you not, I do that almost all the time. Like I've done that several times where I'm just like, I don't want to do this, fuck this. But I keep on because it's like life. You're going to have your highs, you're going to have your lows. And if you really love what you're doing, then you're going to have your highs, you're going to have your lows. Now, if you truly don't love what you're doing, if you feel truly miserable, take these words to heart. Make a change. Make a change to try and making it better, because life wants to keep you on a society, here we go. Our society wants to keep you on a steady and safe path. Okay? A steady and safe path. And then those paths are not predetermined by fate, really. Those steady and safe paths of society are predetermined by you and the influential people around you. However, if you don't agree with them, but you still follow the path that they've somehow subconsciously imprinted on you, then you need to make a change. And yes, it may seem like a bad path at first. It may seem like a shaky path at first. But eventually that path will get solid. And those people will see that it is a steady and safe path, and eventually will support you in your decision. So if you do not enjoy what you're doing as a living, I don't care how long you spent in school for it. I don't care how long you spent you spent doing that job, etc., etc. Because let me tell you, I've seen people that are like 40, 45. I went to school with some people that are 40, 45 years old and come over from a different job because they just did not like doing that job anymore. They just did not love what they did, and that's just going to happen. right? And if you're in that situation, go ahead and take those steps to trying to make yourself happy, because life needs to be enjoyed. Life's path is not the same as society's path. So you need to find the path that leads you to the best life you can live. All right? So go out there and do it. Don't let society beat you down on it. All right? Do not let society beat you down on it. All right? Because society sucks. All right? Society is whiny people who want to bitch, gripe, and moan that the little man, that I'm the little man, the big man's always kicking me down. That's society. All right? Don't be one of those people. You always make fun of those people. You will always make fun of those people, but you will eventually turn into those people. Everybody will eventually turn into those people. So do that business. All right. Well, that's it for this randomness. Like I said, it's fucking Friday, guys. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. It's time to get some work done and enjoy life, because the sun's coming out and it feels absolutely wonderful. So if you guys would, give me a like, comment, and subscribe, and look forward to the next video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. As always, work hard. Peace.